Hey everyone, welcome back to this podcast, episode 2, I believe, of Kaos Corner. Today I have Sky Limits on the podcast, and just go ahead and say hello.
What's up?
What's
Hello
up?
there.
Yeah. I actually recently got into listening to your stuff. And it's dope. I love your stuff. I checked out a bunch of mostly your anime and video game stuff, because, like, you know, I love anime and video games. Like, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, that's definitely what's popular on my channel. More of the anime and video gamey stuff.
I do want to check out your other stuff, but I literally was like, okay, I knew like you existed, and then you hit me up for the podcast, and I was like, okay, like I've heard your features on, like, you know, I heard the chorus on Schwebbedy's Karapika song, and I was like, okay. And then you hit, it's really good. That's like, it's dope. And then you hit me up, and I was like, oh, dude, I know nothing about like your songs, like your actual songs. So I was like, okay, let me go to his channel, and I did my homework a little bit, kind of. I listened to the like the Overwatch 2 cipher. I watched your Doom song, which slaps, by the way. That song was good. Like the Glory killing uppercut. God, dude, I listened to that and I was like, whew, make me want to play Doom again.
I love doing aggressive vocals. Those are some of the funnest to do. Even though at the end of the day, my fucking throat hurts, everything hurts at the end of the day. It's like,
Gotta drink some water. Okay. Yeah. So we have Sky Limits on. So another nerdcore artist on the. I mean, would you say you're nerdcore, or do you just make like? I mean, would you consider yourself a nerdcore artist?
Partially, I do a lot more original stuff than I do nerdcore. I do want to branch out and do more nerdcore. That's what, like, my recent rap is. It's like a Todoroki rap. It was kind of to test the waters, because everything else I've been a feature on, you know?
Oh yeah, dude, and that was another one I checked out. Like, Todoroki's my favorite, my hero character, so I checked. I was gonna react to that one, but you know, I was like, okay, I don't know if I can get a video out before I can record this, so I just checked it out anyway. But it was dope. Saying it here on the podcast, it was dope. Go check it out if you haven't. It's really good.
Honestly, what was really funny about that was, like, I don't like study other nerdcore artists' schedules and stuff, but like, as soon as I had that idea and as soon as I put that video out, everyone else was doing Todoroki raps, so I was just like, fuck, I'm about to get oversaturated by a bunch of Todoroki raps, and that's what happened.
Oh man,
it was
all
great.
Right. So I would just consider yourself, like, you know, I would consider you like just like a musician, kind of, just like,
an artist,
just general.
Not even like a rapper or
artist,
singer. I'm just an artist. I do what I feel like doing at that specific time, you know.
And that's dope. That's dope. I really think that's cool. I haven't checked out your original stuff, so I mean, I still have to. I'll probably go do that later, but I wanted to like find your recent stuff, and it's mostly been video game and anime, so I was like, okay, let's check out his recent stuff, just to kind of get into like who's gonna be on the podcast with me, and it was good. I look forward to your future songs.
I've got a whole 20 song album coming out sometime this year. Don't know when. Fully produced by my boy Stark. Everyone get hyped for that shit, because I'm so excited.
Oh, okay. I have a talking point, because I kind of, you know, I'm gonna do some of the similar ones I did in the first episode with Carter, but I'm gonna ask you, like, why'd you make your channel?
I made like my channel now used to be like one of those gaming channels like everyone was doing when they were like really young. So like I was trying to do let's plays and stuff and whatever, but then, like, you know, music came along and I started doing that, and that's primarily where my channel's been going since then.
That's cool. I used to do gaming stuff too before I posted like reactions and such, so like it didn't take off. I posted like little clips of me playing like games and stuff, and it just 2 people watched it. I was like, I got 2 views. I'm like, what the heck? And then I started doing like reactions.
It really be like that.
Yeah, and I do reactions, and everyone's like, yo, this is dope. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm sticking with this.
Everyone loves a good reaction video though. Even like I'll go down the rabbit hole of like certain channels and just watch their reactions to shit, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. We're gonna say that there's a what is it? Language warning. If you don't like bad language, don't continue with this.
Yeah,
Like, no, it's okay. You don't have to hold back. But just for those viewers who don't like that, I don't blame you. You can just click out of the video or click out of the audio thing on SoundCloud, wherever you're listening to this. Yeah. I told Sky Limits not to hold back, so I feel like that's like a lot. Like, what should I call you? Because Sky Limits is like,
it's just Sky.
I'll call you Sky then. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So Sky, another talking point I have here is like, how long have you been making music?
About 3 to 4 years now. If you were to ask me like when I really like actively started like doing what like I feel is good music, like a year or two ago, like beginning stages were just like USB mic kind of thing, you know, where it's just like really like, you know, I did like FNAF covers. It was kind of funny.
You know, USB microphones seem to get looked down upon, but like they have come a long way in the last like 10-15 years.
Yeah, just the one I had was pretty bad. It was a cheap one. It wasn't just a USB mic. It was a cheap USB mic, which did not sound very good, but like looking back now, I'm happy that I showed the progression that I have.
Hey, if it's what you can afford, it's what you can afford. And
yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of people will say to pick up the best mic you can. If you can pick up something that sounds good, do it. But I mean, you know, if you got a budget, you got a budget.
Mm-hmm. Especially like I just became an adult, so like I didn't have a job or anything at the time. I was quite young, a few years younger than I am now. I'm 18, but yeah, at the time it was just like a hobby thing that I wanted to start doing. So my mom bought me a mic actually, so it wasn't the most expensive, most like, you know, because it was just like I wanted to record little covers and stuff at the time.
That's cool though. That's cool. But I think like some artists, like, you know, go on a little tangent, record with like the Blue Yeti. I know I'm using it right now for the podcast to record my.
Blue Yeti's fine.
Yeah, it sounds dope. Like I know some artists that will, you can't even tell they used a Blue Yeti, and they're like, oh yeah, I used a Blue Yeti. You know, if you know what you're doing mixing wise, you know, you can make it sound professional as long as you know what you're doing.
I know people who use the Snowball and make like really fucking great music. If you've ever listened to like XXXTentacion, like his really aggressive shit sounds like really good because of that like Snowball quality, because it just distorts and shit when you like yell at it. It's so good. It's so good.
All right.
It's a good mic.
So I'm gonna ask these two little questions in one, but you can answer them like all in one. What was the origin behind your name? Like Sky Limits, what was the origin behind it? And were there any other names that you were considering?
I went through a few names before. Sky Limits has actually been the longest running name, but when I started music, I didn't really think of Sky Limits as my name at first. So pretty much I was like, before I was trying to start like a band actually with my friends. So we had this super edgy emo like name. It was Holographic Silence.
That's actually
we were just like,
that sounds metal. That sounds metal.
Yeah,
like it's metal as fuck.
pretty much what we were doing was we were on my phone and like in my room just recording covers and shit, like Santeria by Sublime and like Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. We just did covers and shit. And then he actually pushed me into making original songs, and that's what kind of thrusted me into the world of nerdcore and whatever.
That's awesome.
And yeah, then I was incorrectly spelled, by the way. I was Heroes Never Die because I was like, fuck it, gaming shit, and I was really into Nate Wants to Battle's song at the time, Heroes Never Die. He's a pretty good artist if you haven't checked him out.
Oh, I have. We talked about Nate a little bit on the first episode, so.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
that's convenient.
I know. Like, both of the people that I've had on at this point, like Nate Wants to Battle, and he just seems like a big artist. Like, that people know. And I feel like I'm gonna have more people on here talking about Nate. I feel like if the next episode, the next person that comes on talks about Nate wants to battle, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm losing my mind.
Man, fuck this Rona. I had fucking VIP 2 tickets to his concert, and I was like gonna meet up with him and shit, and I was like, God damn it, fuck the Rona.
Yeah, it's bad, but I think, I talked about this with Carter in the first episode. It's just like taking this bad situation of the coronavirus and what's going on and spreading some positivity through like music and like with him, and like I'm assuming you're doing the same thing. I think with your music. And with my reactions, just spreading some positivity, that's kind of why I do what I do with my reactions.
Yeah.
And
I make music that's kind of like, I make a lot of sadder music, and when you go down the Sky Limits rabbit hole, you'll find some pretty sad shit. But like, I don't do it to be like negative or anything. I don't like push my sadness onto other people. It's more of a like, when I listen to music that's sad, I feel less alone in some situations. So that's what I kind of do with my music, so make people feel like they're not alone in their situations.
Well, yeah, the world, like, you could be sad. It's okay to be sad, and having sad music is something to kind of connect with. If I were to be sad listening to your sad songs, I would connect with it and go, hey, I'm not the only one that feels this way. And it might make me feel a little better, like I'm not alone in the world. There's a lot of people going through the same or similar stuff that I'm going through, if I were to be sad in the moment. And I think that's great music. Like, I know recently, I don't know, do you listen to Fable a lot?
You're gonna hate this, but I don't even like I love nerdcore as like a genre and shit. I just don't listen to a lot of the artists because I don't watch a lot of anime, so when people do an anime rap, I can't listen to it because I haven't watched the anime.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's understandable.
And I do get around to some animes, like Demon Slayer I watched, and it's like the first anime I've watched completely through in like 3 years, and it's just like, I don't watch a lot of anime. I'm a gamer at heart.
That's fine. That's understandable. Like, you don't want to be spoiled on things, and but okay, he recently put out like a more personal song talking about because he like went through a lot of like anxiety, and he actually was hospitalized because of it, and he put out a song based on how he was feeling, I guess, during the whole thing. It kind of helped him get better through it, and it was kind of his therapy through it. And I feel like a lot of people can connect with that. Maybe they might not have that bad of anxiety. They might not have been hospitalized because of it, but they can at least connect with it and go, hey, sometimes we feel super anxious and stressed out, and we push ourselves too much, and it's just nice to kind of that not everybody, I know that I'm not the only one that feels certain ways when I feel that, like, when I feel sad or stressed out or whatever, but it's nice to kind of hear other people, because like music, I kind of talked about this in the first episode, but like music to me can tell a story that can like say what words can't, and that's kind of I just like kind of reviewing the this is a review, guys. If you haven't seen the first podcast episode, here you go watch that one though. Go watch the video, check the audio file out on SoundCloud. Go check that out. It's super dope. I'm gonna probably say a lot of repeat stuff, so
go check out Carter. He's fucking cool and dope.
I know, like we're still talking about Carter sauce, and it was already on episode 2. We gotta make this about you, Sky. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to fucking answer the question. Anyways, Sky Limits. It came from like, when you're like a kid and you have siblings and you like do those like make believe world things with like, Sky Limits was like just a name I had from like my childhood, and I just kind of used it for my music because I do really care. Like, the family I lived with at the time, I haven't seen them for like years and years, but I still miss them, and I like, they were a big part of my life, like brothers and sisters rather than cousins and brothers, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, that's where Sky Limits came from. like make-believe land is kind of funny.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I kind of talk about my name origin in the first episode. I don't really.
I got through that one.
That, from a dream. If you haven't, I'm gonna sum it up. It was from a dream. I had a dream that I was in an esports tournament for Call of Duty, and I went by the name Kaos. So that's why.
That's awesome.
And then
Kaos is pretty cool.
And then I made it Yo Boy Kaos because there already was a Kaos on YouTube, so I wanted to be stand out. So that's how you get Yo Boy Kaos. But you could just call me Kaos. There, boom, summed it up.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of artists inspire your music?
Oh boy, that's
like
one of the questions, because I felt like that question was gonna come up. But
I told you I was gonna ask you a lot of the same ones, you know.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that question because my inspiration is always switching up. Like when I first started, the people might hate me for this, but like I was inspired by like XXXTentacion, because he did like this aggressive music and then he did this kind of sad music, and I was like, man, I've never really heard an artist get so like vulnerable and emotional while also being like aspiring from metal bands and shit like that, because I love I grew up on like punk and harder stuff. But yeah, that was very inspiring to me, and it brought about my first few songs. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And right now my inspirations would be kind of like more of the YouTube rapper scene, Quadeca, like people like that, and then like rappers like Token, and you know.
That's cool. And I don't judge you for any of that. Like, I don't personally listen to, what is it, XXX? What, how you pronounce it?
I just know he's got a lot of bad vibes around his name, but I grew up listening to that kind of stuff. So
I really don't judge people for who they listen to. Honestly, music connects to like some artists connect with people more than like, you know, to some people more than like they with other people. So like,
yeah,
you know, if they didn't connect with his music and you did, I feel like I'm not gonna judge someone for connecting with music, because I feel like being judgmental in music is just a little bit. I don't like to be judgmental in music. Like, if somebody likes an artist and I don't necessarily like them, I respect that, because I'm like, hey, I didn't connect with them, but you did, and that's awesome, you know. And if it helps you, that's great, you know what I'm saying?
Music's definitely subjective. Everything about that is subjective. People just like what they like, and yeah, I agree. You shouldn't really hate on someone for liking something or disliking something even. Yeah, I feel that.
I think we as people need to kind of understand that others have varying opinions about things, and just because somebody has a different opinion on like a favorite artist or favorite, you know, this or that, favorite anime character, you know, anything in general, like, it doesn't mean that your favorite isn't valid. Like, I see some people out there arguing over who's better character in this show, and I'm like, dude, just like your character. Who cares? If you like this character over this character and somebody else likes that character over this character, it doesn't invalidate your favorite. But I see people arguing about that on the internet, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It's messed up.
Just, you both like the same like show. You both like characters from the show. Why don't you know?
Yeah.
I'm just being vague because it could be about literally anything. That's why I'm being vague.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it about almost anything.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so I kind of answered this for myself earlier on, you know, a little bit ago. But what does music mean to you? I know I asked Carter this one. I don't know if you got that far in that one, but what does music mean to you?
Music means a lot of things to me. I grew up. Everyone grows up on music. I always loved singing and just being like very vocal about like stuff, and like grew up with it, and it means a lot to me making it, because I'm able to vent out certain things in my life that I just want to get out there and just like feel better about and whatever. And then I really like doing the anime and video game raps, because it's interest of mine that I really like doing music about, because that's such an interesting thing to me, that people do music based on video games and stuff, and I loved finding nerdcore in the first place. but then I might want to like go hard and crazy on a track, like my doom rap you were talking about, and then it's just like there's just so many aspects I love to music, and that's why I love doing new things. I never want any of my songs to sound similar at all ever, because it ruins the purpose to me, because I don't want to do the same thing twice when I do music. But yeah, music just means a lot to me. If I didn't have music, I probably wouldn't be around.
So
yeah,
it's kind of just like a way for you to kind of vent and get a little bit of therapy through it, kind of, you know.
Yeah. It's really good, because like, I don't know, I didn't have the worst life, and I know it's you don't put yourself above others when you got shit going on, if that makes any sense. But like, I feel like I don't have a lot of stuff going on in my life that makes me super sad, but like just having that ability to put words to my thoughts and putting them down and then singing and then letting out all that like negative shit and just being better myself just through music.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like when I ask people this question, they're gonna give me like very similar, but different. Like in their own way, they're gonna answer it, and some people might have similar answers.
Oh yeah.
But I kind of feel like that too. Like I like to connect with music when I can, like if I'm feeling an emotion, connecting with it, and just, you know, I know for myself, you know, kind of getting a little bit of therapy through the music that I'm kind of, you know, listening to. And I think the artists themselves, when they make it, kind of do, because they have to make a good song that can convey, like that I can feel the emotions in. The artist, I feel like, needs to, like, I feel like they feel it too, because you can feel the emotion within the song, you know. And you really
can't
fake that.
You really can't fake.
Yeah.
You
were about
can't
to say the
that
same
shit. I was
thing.
literally about to say that. You can't fake that. You can't just be like that's what I feel. And I'm not shitting on like people who like this kind of music, but a lot of the like new sad stuff that comes out, it's like very soulless, and it's just there to be sad rather than having the context and the content that makes it what it is, and that you can hear it in their soul kind of thing, in the vocal tones. And like a lot of that is non-existent in some of the songs that I've listened to like recently, you know.
Yeah, I feel that.
You can't fake it.
You can't fake no. Like especially like some days I like recently, I know like couple weeks ago I was going through like a patch of being like down, and I didn't want to do a lot of reactions because I didn't want to sit in front of the camera doing reaction videos and just faking being all up and peppy, because I feel like it was gonna come across that I wasn't quite, you know, my normal self, because people can tell when you fake it, especially when a camera's on too, because you get, not only do you get the voice, you get the body language and then the expressions and everything. And I didn't want to put out like a mediocre, I wouldn't say mediocre, but I didn't want to put out a reaction, like any reactions that I felt like I had to fake, you know, being into, because I know the songs are good. Like I know the songs I'd be reacting to are awesome, because like I love all this music. I just didn't want to like fake it, you know. I didn't want it to seem like I wasn't enjoying it, because I was just being, I was down, you know, because I thoroughly do enjoy the songs, but if I'm feeling down, you're gonna tell that I'm kind of down. And I had to take some time, and I took some days off from reacting to videos, and I've been kind of taking a step back from reacting to like everything. I kind of forced myself to react to everything that came out, and now I'm not doing that anymore, because it's so stressful. Like that's why you know, I kind of feel like I resonate with like the Fable song that he just put out. I think it's called Right Now. Yeah, it is Right Now. That's what he titled it.
Yeah, I'll go check that out after this.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It actually made me, when I reacted to it, it almost made me cry. Like I think my eyes started to get red. I could see it in the video, but I'm like, it's genuine. Like I wasn't like feeling down or anything. I could feel the emotion in the song.
Yeah, and Fable definitely has that powerful voice. I think he was even talking, I read that on Twitter, like he was talking about like you can't fake that shit. You can't. You gotta be like, you can't fake that you love music. That's what I think he was talking about. Like you can't, like you can tell passion in music. If I'm being correct on that one, I think that he tweeted that you can't fake passion. Like he can tell when someone's not passionate about it, because it comes through the music. Like you can really tell when someone like puts their all into their music.
or when someone's just kind of putting it out to, you know, just because they want to put it out, not because they actually feel.
Fucking hate that shit, dude.
I understand, like some artists, like
I used to be that kind of artist though, so I hate myself for that, because like I used to, like, now I take a lot of time I put a lot of time into my music now, because I want to be better and I want to put out something that people will actually like. But like back in the day, I used to write, record, and just make a mess in one day in like a few hours. And I still do that kind of rushed feeling sometimes in some of my songs, like my Lucid Dreams Juice WRLD cover. Like I made that in a few hours, but it still did really well, and I really liked the sound of it, and I felt like I could put it out, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But like I definitely want to wait on tracks now. I want to be able to pick out things that I don't like and make sure everything is quality. That's why I don't do the weekly thing that people do in the nerdcore scene. I can't do that.
I feel like I feel like to do the weekly thing. I feel like to do the weekly thing, you've got to like, I don't know, especially like if you're gonna do the weekly thing for a while, it's gonna suck, because if you're not, you know, if making music's not your job, like you don't make money from it, or like, you know, it's like it's not what you consider to make you money enough to consider it a job, like where you can actually quit like an actual job, or you know, it's gonna suck because you're gonna have to work your job and then try to put time aside for the music, which I mean, you know, some people can do that. And I know some people say if you aren't willing to do that, then do you really want it? But I'm like, it's kind of more of like, you know, I feel like exhaustion sometimes can keep somebody from making a song. And if you push yourself a little too much, that you won't put out something as good. So it's like it's like a healthy balance, I feel like, to get there.
Yeah. For me, like my motivation is a bit touchy, so I can be like really motivated to do a song in that moment, or I can just kind of fall flat and just not be able to finish something or do something. And that's kind of what happened when I did try to start a schedule. I did, in fact, like write down songs I wanted to do, like nerdcore songs mostly, that I wanted to drop every week, or I was going to do every 2 weeks because I didn't feel like I could do the weekly thing. So, and even then I was like, I can't muscle my way through and just be so uninspired and try to make this song work. And then I just dropped that completely, and like I just make music whenever I feel like I can. It's just how it's gonna be, because I don't see myself ever really having a schedule unless, I don't know, I do end up getting paid for it, right? You know,
it's kind of difficult because I do
make it my job.
I feel like you have to be regular to get that growth, but it's so hard to be regular. I feel like when you're looking at these artists, and like even with myself, like I'm kind of dabbling in making music myself, like when I sit down and try to write songs, at least recently, I'll be inspired, and then the inspiration just kind of flickers away, and I'm like, okay, where did it go? Like I'll write like something, I'll write like a chorus, and like I'll start writing a verse, and I just stop like halfway through the first verse, and I'm going, okay, I'm super lost. And I think it's just hard to stay on a schedule. Like I would like to release a song every week or every other week, you know, to be regular, and at least try to build up to that every week that people are doing. But it's just, for me personally, I find it kind of difficult, but I'm trying to. I think it's because I'm been kind of down lately. Like now, I mean, I'm getting better now. Like I'm fine now, but I've been down like in like the past, like the past, like I guess, you know, a couple weeks ago, I was kind of feeling really down, and that's when I was trying to push like get a song done, because I haven't been able to get a song out in a while. I put out a song in the beginning of June, and that was like the last song I put out. It was a Valorant song, so
I think I listened to that one.
It was okay. I rushed it.
Yeah,
I rushed it hardcore. Yeah. Like I didn't rush the writing. The writing was fine. Like I rushed the recording and everything because I wanted to have it out by the day that the game came out, because I was like, oh crap, the game's coming out. And I finished the lyrics, and I'm like, let's go. And like I kind of like I kind of like shot myself in the foot kind of with it. Like I don't think it sounds like super bad, but if I were to go back, I'd take my time and fix some of the delivery on some of the lines up a little bit to make it sound a little more, you know, crisp and clean. But I mean, I think as far as song wise go, it's not the worst song. that I think I could make.
Yeah.
So there's some bars in that one.
Yeah, I think it's just better to not rush projects in general. I used to do that a lot too, and looking back, I made some pretty good songs. They just didn't have that polish that it needed. It didn't have like the lyrics that were needed either. And in the end, it's whatever now. I like the whole music experience is learning and just getting better and growing. And I like to say that I've grown pretty well for the past few years, the past 2 years to be exact, because that's kind of when, you know, I started actually pushing things out and being better with my musical abilities kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, rushing things just never feels right to me anymore. And I think that's a good thing to get in the mindset of, because like rushed content is never usually that good.
All right, so I was gonna ask you this because it's a kind of I thought of this as kind of like last minute, like not really last minute, but I thought of it like earlier today about asking you this. I know I don't want to make this like an interview series. It's not. I just kind of want to chill and kind of like discuss stuff.
Yeah.
I'm kind of asking questions and kind of more talking about it. But I would
No. This is all fun as fuck.
I know.
I enjoy it.
I wanted to ask like what your experience was working on that Karapika track, doing the chorus for Schwabity's Karapika track.
Working with Schwabity is pretty straightforward, actually. He's definitely he's definitely my favorite nerdcore rapper. I'm gonna say that now. Not singer, but like nerdcore rapper. Like he's definitely my favorite. So when he hits me up for shit, I'm always like, hell yeah, I would definitely love to do that. So like pretty much he just hits me up and he'll be like, can you do this chorus? And I'll send him something back, you know. And it was fun. And he pretty much did everything. I don't want to like say I wrote it or anything, but like he wrote it, he did the melody, and yeah, I just added some ad-libs and stuff. It's pretty straightforward. I really like the I love the turnout though.
Oh, it was
like,
good.
The turnout was so yeah. I didn't get to hear the full track until it dropped on Spotify, and that was awesome to hear like all together. I love how he did these open spaces to the beat where it's just my singing part, if you remember that.
Yes, I do.
Love that. He did that on his own.
I listened to that track like religiously because again, I think I told you before the podcast started, my girlfriend really, like before I started recording this, like my girlfriend really loves Karapika. So when she found out that he was doing that, she was ecstatic. And then ever since the song came out, every time we're hanging out, she's like, can I listen to this? And sometimes I'll put it on and I'll look over to her and be like, this is for you, and she'll just like perk up smiling. She loves Karapika, and I think she's gonna really enjoy that I had you on for this episode.
Hell yeah. Hello, Kaos's girlfriend. Her name's
Mogo,
day.
by the way. Mogo, M-O-G-O.
Mogo.
Yeah, Mogo. There you go.
What's up?
Yeah. But she's awesome. She's awesome. I talked about her a little bit in the first podcast, so figured I'd bring her up again, but in a better way.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I love Karapika too. He's a great character, and so it's hard for me to pick a favorite in that show.
Never seen the anime either, so like everything I did was blind. But like when I watch the video, like I watch it over and over again because that's what I do with my music. I loop it a lot to make sure, like, just to hear things, you know, new things every time I listen to it. But I watched the video and I definitely read the comments about like the whole Sasuke situation and whatever. But he looks like a really cool character, and the whole chain thing is super aesthetically pleasing too. It's like, I fucking love that.
I'm surprised you haven't seen any of Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of anime. I'm gonna start though. Like everyone keeps fucking requesting shit to me, so I might as well,
No, I'm just saying, like, you
anime.
nailed that. You nailed like the feel very well for the emotions of Karapika without even like seeing it. That's kind of, I don't know. Was that kind of like Schwabity's guidance, or? Yeah,
Schwabity did guide me, but like even he said in DMs that I sang it better than him. So in the end, I still improved upon the thing. And like when you collaborate with someone, it's a two-sided benefit kind of thing. Like when I work with him, like I get obviously more eyes on me which is pretty cool.
Mine included.
But like,
I heard of you. I heard of you. Like someone mentioned you before, but I never really checked out any of your stuff. And then I heard that, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm still pretty underground, but like, I'm getting to the point where I feel like these artists, like these nerdcore artists, will want me for choruses and stuff. And I'm so totally down. I fucking love doing collaborations and just anything with people I look up to. And I did say I don't listen to a lot of nerdcore now, but I still aspire and like get inspired by these artists because they do this for their job, they do this for their living, and they rap and sing about games. And like that's not putting them under or anything, but like it's so cool. It's so cool.
It is. It's awesome. Okay, so do you have any like future? I guess you maybe kind of said this before. I don't know. Maybe put it more like focused into it. But like future goals for your channel. Do you have any future goals?
I want to hit that 1K.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to hit that 1K when they're below 1K?
Yeah. I want to hit that 1K. I want to drop my album. I'm wanting to promote that album pretty well because I have a brilliant producer behind it. I've got concepts in it, and like the album is a whole nother story that I can talk about forever. But yeah, just saying, I got this album and that's gonna drop like sometime in the next few months.
That's dope.
I just gotta touch it up and finish up the last few tracks. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but never mind.
That's okay.
But yeah,
you can keep that as much of a secret as you want. Like you can hype it up. I was gonna ask about any future projects that you're okay sharing, but I think you just shared like the biggest one.
Well, I got a song with Breton Boy actually.
Ooh, okay, no, I'm already. You mentioned Breton Boy, and I'm like, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because even before the Schwabity collab, I held a contest for one of the songs. Whoever filled the open verse with a really good verse that I really liked was going to be put on the album. Breton Boy won. It was really close tie between Breton Boy and I Am Chris Craig, who was on the Todoroki rap. He had a very good verse too. Might have him on a bonus track for spoiler deluxe edition of the album, which is also gonna be a thing. But yeah, it's like it's Breton Boy song coming soon.
That's
with,
awesome.
Breton Boy.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like ever since I discovered Breton, the same time I discovered really you was the crop.
Breton's flames.
I know, dude. I listened
Breton's
to
flames.
Yeah, his flame, bro. His flow is so good, and you know, and it. I listened to his tracks after that. I listened to like he put out one for like Persona, and then he put out one for
hell yeah,
Ruby,
I love that one.
One for Ruby, and they slap, dude. They're on that. I put them on my little nerdcore playlist, and I just listen to them all the time, and I just jam out.
My pet peeve with the All Out Attack one, Breton, you gotta find that because like it sounds a lot like Thunderclap. The chorus does.
Oh really?
And I'm not saying that's bad at all. Yeah. It's still fucking fire though. I love the other rappers on there too. They had some really cool shit. I liked the fucking third verse and then like the fourth. They're all pretty good.
All right. I had this other talking point. I was gonna ask. I asked Carter this. You know, kind of. I'm gonna be asking a lot of the same questions, so I referenced Carter the first episode. But seeing as you don't listen to a lot of anime, I had like top 5 anime, like what your top 5 anime are. But I can ask you.
I can still do that.
You can still do that, or would you rather do top 5 games
Yeah.
since you're a gamer? I could change it up for this podcast.
I could do both.
Okay, how about you do top 5 anime first, and then top 5 games?
So, of course, I don't watch a lot of anime, but like back when I was little, I watched a lot of anime. Because my family was all up into anime. I'd say Demon Slayer is like definitely one of my favorite ones, probably my favorite one. I know that's kind of like people are like, oh, you only like that one because it's really popular. And it's like, nah, I fucking love that shit.
I have yet
like
to see
the
it.
art style,
but
I
bet
so
it's
good, bro.
People keep talking it up, so I mean, I think it's popular because it's good. Like people don't like it because it's popular; they like it because it's good, and it's good. It's popular because it's good.
Exactly.
That's I feel like.
The thing with like, I don't like overhyped things, and then call me a hipster all you want. I just don't like people overhyping things, and then like me getting really disappointed with something that just doesn't add up to what hype was being said about it. Demon Slayer, however, deserves all the hype, and that's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
It's so good.
You got 4 more. That was only 1.
Okay. We got Dead Man Wonderland. Don't know if you've seen that one.
No,
It's a
I have not
more
seen
on
that
the
one,
more on the obscure side. It's like a season long. It's so good. It's about like this kid who gets framed for something
I've
he
heard
didn't
about
do,
it.
so he has to. Yeah, it's fucking dope. I love that. Just one of the first animes I ever watched all the way through. It's just great.
I think Nate did.
Inuyasha.
Talking about Nate, I think he did an English version of the intro. I think for Dead Man.
Oh yeah. No. That shit was on my playlist for so damn long, bro.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm like, dude, we mentioned Nate. We gotta talk about Nate again.
Oh yeah. No, I love that song. I love his cover of it. I had that shit cycling for so long.
All right. You can continue. You continue. Sorry, that was sidebar.
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha. Okay.
Just so aesthetic. Like I haven't seen it in a long time, but like it's got great, so many good characters, so many just things that I love about it, and it's so aesthetic, and the story is so good, and again the characters are fucking awesome.
I've only seen like 10 episodes of
just-
Inuyasha, so like I know a little bit about it, but I didn't get to the good parts. I guess like I hear it gets better as it goes on.
Oh yeah, it gets so good, and the cool, like, now that I'm older, I can appreciate it for much more things than it just being an anime. It's fully drawn. Like, it's fully drawn, and I fucking love that. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work for the kind of anime it is. But yeah, I just appreciate that so much. Full Metal Alchemist. Fucking. Do I need to say anything else? That show is just so cool.
No, I think
Brotherhood, of course. I'm going with Brotherhood because
it speaks for itself. Because it speaks for itself. I have yet to watch it, but I hear it's on like a lot of the top anime, like everybody who has top anime like scale, like in our scales, but like top anime lists, it's always in like the top, at least in top 5, if not top 10. And in some of them it's like number 1 or like number 2. It's always up there.
It's one of those animes that I don't remember it having like much filler or anything, and this is why I like a lot of these animes except Inuyasha. Inuyasha kind of gets fillery, but like there's not a lot of filler, and it tells this really tragic yet really intriguing story, and like it's so cool, and it's got like the 7 deadly sins kind of aspect to it too, where you got these homunculus things, and it's like it's a pretty good anime. I like it.
Is that 4? I think that's 4, right? You said
you
liked
the 5th
Demon
one,
Slayer, Dead Man Wonderland. You said Inuyasha, and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Is that 4? That's 4. Or did you name another one?
I forgot to name this one a little earlier, but I'm almost done with this anime, My Hero Academia. I watched it right after Demon Slayer because I was like, I want to watch more anime, because when you start anime, you're like, I want anime. you know.
That's actually on my list. I put my top 5 on here. If you want me to name my top 5, I can.
Yeah.
I did that in my last podcast.
I got you.
But I can briefly go back over.
My Hero Academia, not the best story-wise, but character-wise, I just love the development of the characters. People keep saying like the characters are kind of boring and that like My Hero is kind of like but I do love the characters, and it reminds me of like a Naruto kind of thing, except with a lot better characters. And I don't want to like stir any pots or anything.
Hey, that's your opinion, like, dude. I don't care. I really don't care, dude. I love Naruto, but it's your opinion.
Yeah.
I kind of get where you're coming from, though. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, because Naruto's got a lot of filler, and then like the characters, some of the characters are kind of flat to me, but My Hero Academia is more colorful, I think, in character-wise. But even then, still, there's some flat characters in My Hero that I can easily just talk about, like the guy with the tail. Man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, you can tell what characters are like the ones that the creators want to have more like, in-depth storyline, and in-depth character. You could tell, and then you could tell what characters are just kind of there, So
yeah.
And Naruto
again,
has
I'm not done with that one either.
Yeah.
I'm not done with my
Naruto.
hero, but like
yeah, I see where you're coming from. Naruto has a lot of characters that are just there, and they're just like, they don't have much depth to them. They're just like, that's who they are. They're just one type of character. They just do this one thing. They act this one way, and then they don't really get a lot of like dynamic story, like not dynamic, but like not like dynamic character wise. Like they don't get a lot of backstory or whatever.
I've read a lot more Naruto than I have watched it, and it was still kind of one of those things. Like you got Bugman turns into bugs, and then you got Sandman, he controls sand.
Yeah.
And I know it's a lot more than that, but from what I've seen, and then like the filler kind of really turned me off. There's a lot of filler. But yeah, I can still appreciate it because Naruto's a fucking classic anime that's out, you know.
Yeah, so my top 5 anime, because I'm trying to like, you know, speed this up a little bit. I have Naruto, My Hero Academia, Fairy Tail, Dragon Ball Z, and One Piece. And I explained each of those in the first podcast. I don't really want to do that again because like for time wise, but like I'll just say Naruto is my favorite because like I say it takes number 1 because it was my childhood, and that's kind of like the main reason.
I could see that.
You know, and you know, put the filler aside. If you take like the main storyline, at least from what I've seen, I'm not done with it yet, but from what I've seen main storyline wise, it's really great. If you can like just get past the filler, you know, the main story is great. But I do have to agree.
I say like filler. nostalgia overtakes anything, because like if you, and I love a lot of shitty fucking video games, bro, that people don't like, but I just love because like it was a part of my childhood and that's just how it is.
All right, top 5 video games. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna try to do this real quick.
Okay.
Top 5 video games.
I like Persona 5. Persona 5 is fucking amazing.
Yeet,
it's like
let's go.
Playing anime.
I noticed that's the Joker's mask in your little profile picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope. Okay, Persona 5.
Overwatch.
Ooh.
It's my favorite shooter game. I love it. Competitive. Anything is just fucking great.
Those are respectable so far. Respectable so far.
This one's hard. Earthbound. Great RPG game. Love that.
I
love
never
RPG
heard of that
games. It's an old Super Nintendo game. You know, I love older games too.
It sounds familiar. Maybe I have heard of it, but I don't think I've played it.
You probably heard of it because of Undertale, because Undertale was like heavily inspired by Earthbound.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I've never played it. Yeah. Okay.
Earthbound's so good. If you get an emulator or anything, just play that shit. It's fucking
I'll have
great.
to check it
it's
out.
Interesting.
Yeah, 2 more now.
This one's really hard
2 more.
because I have so many favorite video games. I like Zelda. Anything Zelda.
Okay, cool. You could put like game franchises. That works. Yeah, Zelda.
The whole Zelda series. I grew up. That's my childhood right here. There. Anyways, Zelda. Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game.
Ooh, nice.
Fuck. Metroid.
Metroid. Yeah, there we go. That's good.
Metroid's sick. Super Metroid. Super Metroid is my favorite and will always be one of my favorite video games of all time. Just graphically amazing, story cool. It's that's my top 5.
Oh god, no, my top. I was not prepared. English. I was not prepared for my top 5, but let me just kind of
English.
It fluctuates. I'm like, if you notice when I do my reaction videos, I the same thing. Like I listen to the songs and then my brain is so blown. I go, how do I speak?
Yeah.
But yeah, my top 5.
Most
okay, my top 5 changes. Right now, I'm gonna say like right now my top 5. Like it's not like all-time top 5, but like the top 5 that I'm kind of like into right now. I'm really into the new Last of Us. I know people hate it, but I
never seen anything about it. I have The Last of Us. I've never played it.
Part 2. Like I would say I like the first one. I would just kind of lump them both together. Just say that series of games. I know the second one people don't like it because of certain things. I'm not gonna spoil it. But I enjoy it so far. I'm not done with it. And you know, I respect if people don't like it, they don't like it. If people like it, they like it. You know, at the end of the day, it's opinions, you know. So that Last of Us, probably like part 2, since I'm into that, like I'm playing it right now. The new I only played a little bit of it and I already know I'm gonna dig it. The new Ghost of Tsushima game that came out.
Oh, I heard a lot about that. Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really into that. I'm only like maybe like 2 or 3 hours into it, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dig this one. And then let's see. I really like. Let's see. What other big ones am I into? Like the new Doom. I haven't finished that yet. Doom Eternal.
Fuck. I haven't finished that one either, but
it's so good, dude.
Yeah,
Because
I
just like getting on it and just like smashing some demon skulls in the ground. It just makes me feel better about my day. And then I really like the gameplay is awesome, but I don't like the toxicity. Okay, I'm talking about this game here, Valorant, because I made a song about it. I really like Valorant, but I really hated the toxicity of the game chat. If you were to play it by yourself, there's so many people who were toxic in the beginning when the game came out. It just made me mad, and like the amount of abuse that people gave to one another was just like absolutely like ridiculous. You should see the Overwatch community, man. Like I love the shit out of that game, but oh my god, I can't play either one of those, the Overwatch or Valorant or any like multiplayer game that's supposed to be like I can't play it by myself. It's just really, really difficult. And then what's number 5? Let's see, number 5. I'm trying to think about what games that I've been playing lately.
Yeah, that was same. I was gonna put Apex on there because
I'm gonna put it in my top 5. I don't know exactly where it's gonna land in my top 5. This is kind of like in whatever order, but I really like this series of games. It's a franchise. Kind of a little weary of the new one coming out, but the Halo series. I have to put that one's more like nostalgia. That one's the nostalgia factor in that one.
Oh hell yeah.
But like that was like the first. That was the first like shooter game I played. So nostalgia. Yeah. That's gonna be in there, and I wish the best for the new one that's coming out. But I looked at it and it was like, But
yeah, everyone was saying it was underwhelming as fuck.
I hope that was just like really bad. Like the presentation and turned out bad, and it wasn't. That's not how it actually is gonna be. I hope it turns out a lot better. Like they still have some time to polish some things up if they have to. But one game that I am looking forward to, I'm gonna add this, is the Cyberpunk game that's coming out. They delayed that one because they were polishing things on it, which is really respectable because they. I was reading online that they delayed it because they wanted to make sure that when the game launched, that it launched as smooth as it could. Like I hear that there were glitches in it that just kind of were like annoying. Like it didn't break the game, but it was like annoying. But they didn't want players to have to encounter, so they went and fixed those. So when the game launches, like they wanted it to be like smooth. Like very minimal to no glitches at all. They wanted to have like people enjoy it from the get, and that's really respectable.
Yeah.
Like I really want to play the game, but I'd rather it be like super polished when I pick it up than have to worry about glitches.
I ain't rushing anyone on anything.
No, dude.
Yeah. I recommend getting Persona 5 if you ever want a pretty good anime kind of games. It's very smooth and stylish and just good and on all ends except one part of the game that if you get the game you will figure that out.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I've already played it.
You have?
No, I haven't beat it yet. I just got
good.
to. I'm still in the middle of. Whoa, what is it? The robot, the palace with the robots.
Oh, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's
that one sucks.
Haru. It's like with Haru, where you just meet Haru.
Yeah.
What? Okay, what's the last name? What is it? It's like. I feel bad now.
Okumura?
Okumura. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
It's shit.
And his palace. I'm in the middle of that one because like. I got a lot of other games, like I was playing it, then a bunch of other games came out, so I got torn away from it, I got like my attention, and then like every time I try to go back to it, more games come out, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's when people usually get torn from it, because Persona isn't a game you can just enjoy all the way through, I don't think. But yeah, one thing I want to say about Okumura's Palace is that Royal made it so stupid, and you put it on the highest difficulty to win faster. That's how bad it was.
Really?
You had to put it on merciless mode, and it was easy as fuck on merciless mode because it gives you criticals, but also it gives the enemy criticals. So like higher critical rate. So you just kind of like wipe out like you'll get to it. The boss fight's annoying. I'm just gonna say that it's the worst, and it makes me want to throw the game in the trash when I get to it. But
yeah,
Persona 5 is definitely my favorite.
Oh god, I should have put that in. I should have put that in my top 5. See, it's so hard to pick a top 5 because you're like, when you mention other games, I'm like, oh, dude, I love Persona. like Persona 5. Like I really love that game, and I should put it. Not, but I don't want to kick any other games out of my top 5. So I'm just like, you know what? We're gonna
top 10 go.
No, but that's awesome. We can talk about games like all day. I feel like, you know. So we're doing actually pretty decent on time. I'm gonna try to like kind of get, you know, the last little thing going here. You know, do you have any other hobbies outside of making music?
I definitely do. That one's hard because like, I don't know. I just like nerding out and shit and doing nerdy shit.
So like video games, like, you know, that's like
Yeah, video games, anime. I can't really think of anything I really do as a hobby, other than music, of course.
Yeah, that's fine. This like what I do is my hobby. Like when I make music or do my reactions or like this podcast, it's my hobby, and it's, you know, I know it sounds boring. Like you don't have anything else you do, and I'm like, well, I mean, I do watch anime, I do play video games, I do stream on Twitch from time to time. You'll see me on Twitch from time to time.
Actually, yeah, I like doing yard work. Actually,
you like doing yard work?
Yeah, no, I like, cause I've done it so often that I can like mow a lawn and just enjoy it, you know.
I do like the smell of fresh cut grass though. That's really good.
And I guess one thing that is a hobby of mine is my lady. I'm gonna get memed for that one, I swear. The milady. But yeah, I hang out with my girlfriend most of the time. So
yeah, I hang out with my girlfriend a lot too. You know, I mentioned that we jam out to a lot of nerdcore, and I mean we've been listening to a lot of other stuff too. There's this band. I'm not gonna mention it now. I'm gonna mention it in here because like I don't want it to seem like I just listen to nerdcore, but like I mostly listen to nerdcore. Like I posted that little screenshot thing, you know, the little take screenshot of your like repeat.
Oh yeah. No, I saw that.
And it's like literally nerd.
Mine was so weird.
Mine's all like nerdcore. There's a band I really like. It's like more of like a pop punk band. It's they're called Neck Deep.
I love pop punk.
They just released a new album like the day of recording this. It's Friday right now. Like I feel like,
man, I hated pop punk growing up because I grew up on straight punk, like just regular like screamy like anarchist kind of.
I like a lot of music,
and I listened to pop punk, and I was like, ugh. And then I found artists that I really like Youngblood. If you haven't heard of him, he's fucking sick. There's a lot of pop punk that I really like now.
Yeah, but like
now that I'm more open to stuff.
If you haven't heard of Neck Deep, have you heard of Neck Deep?
No.
You should check out their stuff. They're really good. If you like pop punk kind of stuff, you might have to check them out.
I probably will.
That would be like one of the bands I'm into right now that's outside of nerdcore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I just sit around here and just, you know, I got school that I'm doing. I'm taking a summer course for college and working a job, you know, part-time. So like I kind of just, whenever I have some free time, I know I spend some time with my girlfriend, but the other times I get to spend, I sit, you know, at my computer desk or, you know, in front of a TV watching, like, you know, either I play games, watch anime, or I'm working on my channel stuff. So like it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah. And there are some things that I kind of do sort of as a hobby, just not like regularly, that I feel like it is a hobby. Like I love writing even if it's not music. I just love writing,
like stories,
and,
like stories.
Reading and stuff. Yeah, I write poems sometimes that just don't have any music to them, you know. Like I wrote one about a lighthouse like a while back. I was gonna turn it into a song, but then I was like, this is a poem. I don't want it to be tainted like that. And then like I read books. I like Greek mythology stuff and whatever. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't do that stuff regularly. Like I don't really read a lot anymore. But like, yeah, it's still a hobby that I like doing. I just, you know, with everything else that's been happening, it's kind of been pushed to the side.
I think that's cool though. Just writing. So I like to write sometimes, like kind of more like if I'm feeling like I need to write my thoughts on a page, I'll just like I kind of just write what I'm feeling, kind of more like a journal entry, you know. I just kind of write like how I'm feeling, and sometimes I'll go back to it and I'll go like wow, and like sometimes I'll feel like I'll like look at that and go wow, that was really interesting, like that's how I felt in that moment, and I'll be like what, you know. It's nice to go back to some of those.
That's real. that kind of stuff is really good for your mental health, though.
Yeah, like even if I don't
just
share
getting
with
your
anybody,
thoughts on paper.
even if I don't share with anybody,
Yeah.
I just pull up a little like Google Doc, or if I'm at my computer, or just pull up a pen and paper if I've just got that in front of me, like wherever I'm at. You know, if I'm at my computer, I just pull up like a little Google Doc because it's quicker. But I do like writing with a pen.
Definitely good.
You know, if it's available.
That's definitely why I do music, anyways. Just like write shit down that's going through my head.
Oh, okay. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I think that's it. But it's been awesome having you on, Sky, and
yeah, man.
I'm really glad to have. I'm really glad to have like found your channel and to have you on this podcast, because like I really do think a lot more people need to like, you know who you are. Like if they don't know, if you guys don't know Sky Limits, man, go check him out. I'm like I really mean that. I recently got
Road to 1K.
Yeah, get him to 1K. But I recently checked out your stuff, and like I'm impressed. I really enjoy it, and
you should go back and listen to like I'll even link you some songs that I find like are my best songs. I have a song with Savvy called Coraline you might like.
Oh, I saw that on your channel.
A bunch of other shit.
Yeah, I like Savvy stuff.
Okay.
I like Savvy stuff.
So I was actually having like a kind of nervous moment where like I didn't like feel comfortable doing like the podcast thingy because of my social anxiety. So I was actually going to have Savvy come in, but unfortunately it would be too late for her. But yeah, I was going to have Savvy come in, which it's kind of a bummer, but like it's still cool.
You didn't let me know that. That would have been like,
I know. I was gonna surprise you because that would be so cool.
I absolutely love Savvy stuff, so that would have been like a big surprise.
Yeah.
But
Savvy's like my Discord mom.
It's nice that you were able to like, you seemed like you talked pretty like, it didn't seem like you were too nervous through the whole thing. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I get a gauge on people and I'll be like, okay, this is
super so fun and chill. You don't have to worry. It's super fun.
Yeah,
and chill.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, so like I usually give a section.
Enjoyed this.
I give a little section at the end to plug away. Take however long you need to plug whatever.
All right.
Plug your channel here. Go.
I'm Sky Limits. I make music. I got an album coming out. Keep an eye out for the album. Put a lot of time into it, like a year or something, like in total for like all the songs that I put on it. 20 songs. Oh shit! I just hit my poster. 20 songs. More songs with a deluxe edition. Whatever. I got an album coming out. Check out my songs that I already have. Check out my channel. It's fun. It may not look fun, but like the music slaps, so I don't care.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh yeah, I'll post.
And I love you guys.
Yeah, thanks for being on. I'll post all the links to your stuff in the description below. So like your social medias and whatever, like wherever you can find Sky Limits, I'll have it in the description. So if you want to check his stuff out, like go do it. I highly recommend it. Follow him on Twitter. Subscribe to his YouTube. Road to 1K. Let's go.
I appreciate it all.
Yeah, just go. Like seriously, I personally enjoy his stuff, and I hope you all do too, and I hope you enjoyed having him on for this podcast. And we'll see you.
Being here.
We'll see you all in the next one. Bye everyone. Later, man.